So where's Hunter? Where the hell are you, Hunter?
Oh, I have an answer for you. So Politico came out with the story today. And even for Hunter, yes, even for the guy who left his laptop at a repair shop, left his crack pipe in a rental car, and dated his late brother's ex-wife, yes, even for Hunter Biden, this story is pretty wacky. All right, the title. And this is how I found it, because a lot of writers were reacting to it. And David Harsanyi said, this is insane. So many felonies. And that for me was like, okay, I'll click on this. Secret Service inserted itself into case of Hunter Biden's gun. On October 23rd, 2018, President Joe Biden's son Hunter and daughter-in-law Hallie were involved. Am I saying that right? Is it Hallie? I just want to make sure it's not Haley. Hallie were involved in a bizarre incident in which Hallie took Hunter's gun and threw it in a trash can behind a grocery store, only to return later to find it gone. Now you got to skip around here because the story's set up a little strange, but they get to the meat of it later. And I'm going to take it from the beginning. The gun store incident occurred during a period after Hunter Biden's administrative discharge from the Naval Reserves for his positive cocaine test and his subsequent divorce from his first wife, Kathleen. At the time of the gun incident, Hunter was in a romantic relationship with Hallie, the widow of his late brother, Beau. Right from the start of this story, it is strange, if you know Hunter. The incident began when Hallie searched Hunter's pickup, which was parked at her home in Wilmington, because of unspecified suspicion she had, according to the Delaware State Police report. Inside the truck, she found a revolver. Hallie took the gun to Jansen's Market, a nearby high-end grocery store where the Bidens are longtime regular customers. And this is how they repay them. That I didn't even realize that part till right now. This is a place they frequent, and that's the first place they thought, you know what? We'll drop the gun off there. Though they're nice people. We might as well give it to them.
Were the schools not open at the time? Like, what?
Well, coincidentally, it was right across the street from a high school. There, she tossed the gun, wrapped in a black shopping bag, into a trash bin outside the store. Now, before we go any further, I need to tell you why this story strikes me so much. One is my sister often cuts up plastic straws before she'll throw them in the trash can. I will not throw any sort of match or battery in the trash for obvious reasons, but also I'm very nervous about things being in the trash that could light fires. This is the level I think about what's going in the trash. These people are chucking guns in the trash. I don't know if it's arrogance or stupidity, but it's kind of mind-blowing. Okay, back to the story. Later that day, Hallie informed Hunter of what she had done, and he instructed her to retrieve the gun, according to the police report. When Hallie returned to the grocery store, she found that the gun was missing from the garbage bin and reported the issue to the store. They must have been like, you people, first of all, pay your tabs here. And second of all, now you're dropping guns off in our trash bins? Give me a break.
Come on, man.
This is not a joke. This is our store. Oh my gosh. Imagine the guy behind the register that day. You know, he's like bagging groceries. He sees Hunter Biden. He's like, wait, what? You dropped a gun in the trash bin and now it's gone? Huh? All right, so it gets worse. Police received calls from the store's general manager, Paula Jansen, and from another person. The missing gun caused heightened concern because the grocery store sits across the street from a high school. Lovely. Delaware State Police retrieved security camera footage from the store and interviewed the store manager, Paula Jansen. The FBI, who we talked a lot about yesterday, because the FBI, they're like Joe Manchin. They're always there when you don't need them. They were on top of this. You know, the gun in the trash can, Tom Brady's missing jersey, there's no shortage of important things the FBI hops on, and this was one of them. At the time, the FBI was monitoring Hunter Biden as part of an investigation that remains ongoing and that currently focuses on his taxes. In addition to questioning Hallie, police called Hunter to the scene. This is where the story gets really good. He was questioned outside the store's loading dock area and explained he used the gun for target practice. Okay. Hunter is a hunter. There you go. At one point, two of the market, two of Jansen's employees, described by the police report as Mexican males, walked past the loading dock area, and Hunter told a police officer that the store had some suspicious people working for it. The guy who's dating his deceased brother's wife, so his deceased brother's widow, and the widow who just dropped his gun in a trash bin across from a high school is telling the police that two supermarket workers who don't seem to be doing anything wrong are suspicious. Asked if he was referring
Put down the ball.
Asked if he was referring to those two staffers, Hunter responded, yeah, probably illegal, according to the report. Probably illegal. I think it's probably, but he's shortening it. He's a busy guy. He didn't have time for the full word.
I see he got his dad's racism.
When a police officer asked Hunter whether the gun had been used in a crime, the officer reported that Hunter, quote, became very agitated with me and asked me if I was intentionally trying to make him mad. When the officer asked Hunter whether he was doing drugs or drinking heavily, he responded, listen, it isn't like that. I think she believes I was going to kill myself. Which makes sense. You know, she finds this gun. I'm not making light of that. He has a lot of mental issues. I understand why she would assume that might be the next thing. An officer asked Hunter whether he had called his father about the incident before he arrived. Hunter responded, I have never called my dad for anything, according to the police report. After being questioned, Hunter retrieved the case for the gun, which included the gun's serial number, from Hallie's house and returned to the grocery store to hand it over to the police. While police questioned Hunter and Hallie, two Secret Service agents arrived. Now this is what puts the Bidens in a real jam. Forget gun laws. They don't have to follow those. But the Secret Service really has no business checking in on Hunter Biden. Now they do, but back then they did not. Two Secret Service agents arrived at the store where Hunter had purchased the guns. Now the store is called Star Quest Shooters and Survival Supply. The agents showed their badges to Palmieri, the store's owner, and they asked to take possession of the firearms transaction record that Hunter had filled out to buy the gun earlier that month. Now, this is the part that I really enjoy because it reminds me of when Hunter Biden dropped off the laptop and the laptop guy knew enough to call authorities and say, this thing stinks. Similarly, Palmieri, now keep in mind, he's the store owner of the gun store, refused to hand over the transaction record to the Secret Service agents because such records fall under the purview of the ATF. Later, the ATF arrived at the store to inspect the records. But it's like he knew. It's like he knew that the deep state was trying to cover up for Hunter. And he said, no, I'm not giving you those records. I love that. There's so many elements of this story that kind of blow my mind. But the biggest thing has to be wrapping a gun in a trash bag and just dropping it off like it's a bag from Burger King. I sometimes drop things off in the trash. Like, you know, you get to the gas station and you see a nice trash bin and it's pretty empty and you're like, ooh, I'm going to clear out the car right now. You grab some of the wrappers in the back. You grab a couple of coffee, and some of your seltzer cans. And I kind of feel guilty sometimes because I'm like, oh, I hope they don't get mad. I'm putting so much stuff in the trash. I'm putting empty water bottles in. These people are dropping guns off like it ain't no thing. We'll get to more of this and I'll open up the phone lines. Don't forget, we've got Joe Biden live at 1:15. So you have that to look forward to. I don't know if that's a tease or if that's a recipe for you guys shutting off the radio, but we will be taking it live. It's officially spring. That means allergy season is back. Fortunately, so is the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. BOGO offer. This is buy one, get one free. It's only for this week. And you're going to get the Thunderstorm for less than $100. It's a great deal. Financially, you're not going to get it cheaper than this. But also, it's a great time of year to get it. And Jared's going to explain why.
Yeah, woke up feeling great today thanks to the thunderstorm. And it's pretty high out there. The rain has brought all the pollen and all the allergens down to the ground, and they get in your face. Again, outside you can't do much, but when you're inside, the Eden Pure Thunderstorm will actually ionize the air around you. It gets rid of pollutants. It gets rid of odors. It gets rid of allergens. You're breathing clean air. And for somebody like me who has year-round allergies, it's great to know that you can have that nice fresh air. You feel better. You're not breathing out of one nostril. It's great. And for the price, you get a couple. You put them all over the house. You're good to go when you're home.
Yeah, and my fiance's been loving the Thunderstorm, and he actually said to me yesterday, he said, we had one of these when I was little, but you know what the only difference was? And I said, what? He said, it was massive. It took up like the whole basement.
Yeah,
these are
loud.
small. You can hold them in your hand, and they work great. The more you buy, the more you save. There are no limits, but only for this week. Go to EdenPure.com, click on the radio banner, and use code word GraceBogo at checkout. That's EdenPure.com, radio banner, code word GraceBogo at checkout. Do not wait on this. It's only good, I think, till Sunday, so you're going to want to hop on this now. I have the phone lines open. If you want to talk about Hunter, we got that, but we're also going to hit a little bit of this Cuomo story on the other side. 844-500-4242. I'm so blessed today. There's just so much material. I couldn't be more excited to cover this. We'll be back on the other side. This is the Grace Curley Show.
Leave the gun. Technical only.
Follow Grace on Twitter at @G_Curley.